Okay, so system software. You are aware of about what we mean by this software. Software is a program which is executable on a microprocessor or a machine. Particularly, the software is characterized by it can modify, it can mold, it can design. Obviously, it is a written code. So that kind of the thing we call the software. Now there are two types of the software. Sir. One are the system software, another is the user specific software. As the name space specifies about it, when we say user software, that is for the purpose of the user's applications. When we see about the system software, that is for the purpose of the systems. Okay. Now what do you mean by the system? A system is obviously in very well known common system for us, that is a computer system. Beside of that, when we are talking about the embedded systems, okay, there are the lot many type of the systems can be. Okay, so whatever the softwares we have developed or we are using for the purpose of embedded system development, okay, for the system development or the usability of the system, that we'll call system software. Now system software is software designed to provide a platform for other softwares. Okay, now obviously whenever you are working with particular embedded system or in a computer, you are going to get interact with the user specific software. So these system softwares are providing support for that users softwares. Now examples of the system, the very common one we can say that is the operating system. Now the examples are given here, that is the Mac OS, GNU, Linux, Microsoft Windows, computational science software, game engines, industrial automations and softwares as a service, etc. Okay. In contrast, system software, softwares that allow users to do the user-oriented tasks such as the criteria, text document, play games, listen music, browser. That means I will say the PowerPoint presentation that we are going to using at this moment. Okay, paintbrush, whatever we can say, that we will call the user softwares. Now the utility software, not is it is something in between of not as a very system software and not as a very we will say the user specific software, but that is using for some kind of the cost. It is not going to get embedded with the embedded systems also, not going to get embedded with the not providing any regular service to the particular user also, but they are using for the some specific kind of the task. For example, here we have seen that it's a compiler. The compiler job is to converting that particular code into the particular required code. Okay, so that is called the utility softwares. Okay, so we can say this is so called utility software helps to analyze, configure, optimize and maintain the computer such as virus protections. Okay, so antivirus is utility software, compiler is utility software. Okay, so I got a lot of idea about what we mean by the utility software. So some of the system softwares we are using for the embedded systems are, they are assembler, compiler, interpreter, linker, loader and debugger. Now, assembler, a computer will not understand any program written in language other than its machine language. Very obviously, we know that the machine language is the set of instructions understandable by the machine. Okay. So when we say we are writing the program in terms of machine language, actually we are writing the program in terms of the instructions understandable by the microprocessor. So basic job of this particular assembler, okay, it is providing the mnemonics by which we can directly write the particular program in terms of machine language, because you know machine language is in terms of the hexadecimal codes, or we can say it is in reality in it is a 0 and 1 terms. Okay, so it is difficult to have and maintain that kind of the code. It's not possible to write it with that way. So for that purpose we are having some of the mnemonics. That mnemonics basically is called the assembly language. So assembler is converting that particular assemble code into the machine code. Okay, students, let's see the compiler now. So compiler is a program which is converting the bigger program, or I will say the high level language program, into the machine code. Okay. Now, as I have given you the example, that is a printf statement. So printf statement comprises many number of the machine instructions. Okay. So in different form that of the assembler language, assembly code get converted to the equivalent one by one machine code, whereas high level language code maybe have the replacement of the many machine codes. Okay, so because of that it has to do lots of work, and that's why we say it is a more of the intelligent than assembler. It checks all limits, ranges, errors, etc. Particularly the compiler compile the entire program at once. It check out all the resolutions, memory references, programming logic too, up to some level, and the output is there or not. Okay, so as a compiler goes through the entire program and then translate the entire program into the machine codes, okay, it has to take the lot of efforts to do it. Now interpreter. Now interpreter is also using as that of I will say the compiler. Okay, it is also using for the purpose of converting the entire the high level language program to the machine language program. But the difference is that when we are compiling a program using a compiler, entire program get compiled at a moment. Okay, whereas an interpreter execute line by line. Okay, it converts single line into the equivalent machine code. Okay, so obviously it making a lots of the differences between the compiler and the interpreter. As the interpreter is going to get convert a single line at a moment, so that means it do not have to convert the entire program at a moment. Particularly when we say we are using the compiler, where compiler converts the entire code into the executable code, your complete executable file it get ready there. Okay, whereas interpreter will not do like that. It will convert each line to the executable one, so executable code will not available at a moment. Okay, now by the compiler the machine code are saved permanently for the future references. On the other hand, the machine code produced by the interpreter are not saved. Obviously there are the tools by which you can get the executable file from the interpreter as well. Now linker, this is the separate from the conversion that all kind of the things. Imagine the scene like a program of the C and C++. Okay, you are writing a very small code, but beside of that you are writing some kind of the statement, something uh, printf. Now what is printf? Now printf is a one of the function available with the one of the header file. Now how compiler will understand that particular file is available and where? This particular job is get resolved by the linker. Okay, so in a high level language, what are the header files or libraries that are get connected by the linker? Okay, so these functions are linked by the library is called a linker. Okay, whenever compiler converts a particular program into the executable file, it's automatically run the linker and collect all the required files. The computer automatically involves the linker as the last step in the compiling a program. First of all, it get compile its own program. That linker job is to resolve out all the foreign references. Loader. Whenever we want to load the program or we want to execute the program, there is a tool available with the operating system. This particular tool get executed whenever you want to execute some kind of the program. Okay, obviously you want to execute a particular executable file. First of all, that file must get loaded into the operating system. After load, while we are saying it is loading to the operating system, its job is that it should reside at some of the memory location. This job is done by the loader. Okay, it is one of the essential stage in the process of starting a program. Debuggers. Compiler's job is to compile the entire program into the executable one. But suppose that there is a error. Okay, now what will happen? Suppose you are having a very bigger line of the program. You may have the thousands of lines of the program, and your compiler says your program cannot get converted to the required executable file. Now the trouble here is that there may be a very small and single error, or there may be a very basic error. But compiler, for the compiler perspective, it is very difficult to understand because it will provide you the error at all the instances where that particular error is providing the impact. So because of that, when you have to identify where the exactly error is going to be, the tool is available with us, that is a debugger. So debugger actually run the program in the debugging mode. It try to compile the program stage by stage, later on executing it. Okay, and wherever there is impossibility or there are some kind of the error, it identifies it, it informs to the user. Okay, so that is the job of the debugger. Sometimes we call the debug also.